Welcome to our first lecture on HIV/AIDS and emerging diseases. This course will be taught online. So we will have a number of tools, including such videos, live online classes, as well as handouts given to you to cover this course. My name is Mr. Levi Waswan. So we will start first by sharing the notes for today's lecture. Okay, so today's lecture, we will be looking at what is HIV and AIDS. Then we also look at the history of HIV and also look at the theories that are put forward to explain the origin of HIV. So in defining HIV, we say that HIV is human immunodeficiency virus. It is a virus that causes a disease which is known as AIDS. HIV infections will occur when this virus attaches and penetrates the cell. And this HIV virus has specific cells that it targets. Most of these cells are immune cells in the body. So we have T helper cells, and we also have macrophages as some of the cells that are targeted by the HIV virus. HIV infected persons can be diagnosed to have AIDS only after checking their CD4 count. Then in defining AIDS, we say that AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Over time, the HIV infection weakens the immune system, making it difficult for the body to ward off or to fight infections. AIDS is determined by looking at the number of CD4 cells that are in a person who is infected by HIV. And when you look at this, then if it's less than 200 cells per cubic millimeter, then that person we can say has an compromised immune system, and now this person can be said to have AIDS, which is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Unmanaged AIDS can result to death, and because this happens because of the opportunistic infections. And up to date, as we speak, there's no cure that has been made that can cure AIDS, although we have antiretroviral treatment, which is used to manage the condition. So let's look at the history of HIV. First of all, HIV falls under a group of viruses that are called lentiviruses. And lentiviruses, these are viruses that affect or attack the immune system. And an example of a lentivirus also is simian immunodeficiency virus, or SIV, which is found in monkeys and apes. This virus, HIV, was first documented in the United States in the year 1981, where a young man developed a rare infection and cancer-like symptoms. And when they checked that, they found that the young man's immune system was also compromised. In 1999, studies carried out during this time showed a correlation between the SIV that is in chimpanzees and the HIV that was now found in humans. And this suggested a possible crossover of SIV from chimps into humans. Now, we have a number of postulations or theories that have been put forward to explain the origin of HIV. One of these theories is called the polio vaccine theory. In this theory, it is postulated that HIV crossed over into humans as a result of contaminated polio vaccine. So this polio vaccine was made using what we call simian or chimpanzee tissues that now transferred this virus into humans. Another theory that we have is a theory of a cat hunter theory. And in this theory, we find that HIV is postulated to have come from the chimpanzees through hunting. When the hunters were going about their business, they will have cats on their body, and this will have contamination of their blood with the blood of the primates. Also, some of them, they consumed this meat, and during that process, they can also get infected with the HIV. So over time, the virus that was in the chimpanzee, that is the SIV, now passed to man, and then it evolved to form a strain that can now be transmitted from human to human. And now this through change in its genetic makeup. Another theory that we have is the theory of contaminated needle use. And in this theory, it is postulated that the reuse of unsterilized needles catalyzed the spread of HIV from person to person and ignited the epidemic. This theory is reinforced by the fact that in Africa, we had a lot of reuse of needles. And this is due to sometimes the economic situation. And people will, if one person is infected, uses a needle, then this needle is used on other uninfected people, then eventually all these other people will be infected with the virus. So the person who receives the injection at the first time maybe had SIV coming from, say, chimpanzees. Then in the second person, now this virus, it modifies itself, and over time it becomes a virus that now can move from human to human, and it becomes virulent, or it becomes able to affect humans. The other theory that we have is the serial passage theory. And this one postulates that the virus was serially passed through several persons. And again, it also depends on needles that are maybe unsterilized and other material that can pass or can have blood moving from one person to another. So HIV transformed itself after this from the SIV virus into the current HIV virus that we have. So remember, all these theories point to a fact that in Africa at that time, we were having reuse of some of these tools, like the syringes, as well as the needles, and this was due to the lower economic situation or poverty that was in the continent, or that is in the continent even at the moment. We also have a very interesting theory called the colonialism theory. And this theory points more on the inhumanity that was meted against colonized persons, especially by the colonizers in the Congo. And it is said that there was a colonial rule by King Leopold. And then these people were put to very inhuman treatment, including working for very long hours, not accessing treatment. So diseases could grow or could spread very fast. And because of this, we also have behaviors that like sex work, which was encouraged as a form of escape. And through all these factors, we had now this virus spreading within that population. So those are the theories that we have about the origin of HIV. And we will also look at the global trends of HIV. And this one is looking at how is HIV spread, or how is it available in the different regions of Africa. So we have the global trends like when you look at the age groups, the age group between 0 to 9, those are the young children, and these young children seem to have a higher or